Yes,
We
sir.
got to talk about quarterbacks, man. You see who's behind me. We've talked about it. This guy's got a quarterback that is ready to have another breakout season. And let's look at it coming into this upcoming season. There's a bunch of guys that went to the draft. We've seen it. Will Levis, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Hendon Hooker, et cetera, and so on. Anthony Richardson. Who's coming back? We know he's going to come back. Drake May will come back, but who else will be on that list of coming back guys to potentially do something big this year? So I'm going to bring up the list. What we got? There we go. All righty. As you can see, some of these names on this list, obviously Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., Jordan Travis, Bo Nix, some of these guys. What are your thoughts about that list? Shout out to Big Game Boomer on Twitter, man, making a couple of these lists. What are your thoughts about his top five? How's it compare to yours?
The top five is very similar. I have a couple changes. I'll go 5-1. My number 5 is Bo Nix, so we're on par there. I think what he was able to do with Oregon showed a lot of what his flaws were at Auburn were just more the team than him. I really like what he brings to the table, and I think he's potentially a first-round guy in next year's draft. Number 4 for me, Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. Again, another guy I absolutely love. Like, this is, to me, your top 6, 7, your top 10 quarterbacks are really, really good this year. But for me, Penix 4. Number 3 for me, Sam Hartman from Notre Dame. I love what he brings to the table. He can do it all. He's not as good of a runner as Penix, but just what Sam can do with his arm, he can throw it all over the field. Very accurate. I can't wait to see Notre Dame with a legit quarterback because Sam Hartman is absolutely that. And then number 2 and number 1, even though the top 10 is great, they separate themselves. It's those two here, and then the other guys like here. There's a big gap. These two are the elite quarterbacks. Everyone else is just really good. Number 2 for me, Drake May. And number 1 is Caleb Williams. And it's almost 1A, 1B because they are so flipping close to me. You can make the argument that May should be number 1 because he hasn't had the talent of an Oklahoma or USC offensively around him, which is a very good argument to make. So I think it'll be interesting to see this year Caleb Williams without Jordan Addison or without those top tier receivers. I know he still has Mario Williams and a couple other very good receivers there. And it'll be interesting to see what Drake May does for you guys again this year. But I know you like to think Drake May is coming back.
It's happening.
I would put money on it. I would almost guarantee it right now that those are your top 2 picks in next year's draft.
Woo!
I think it's the case.
If it happens, I would not be surprised. But look, let me give you my top 5 before I go into Drake May staying in 2024. All right. My 5 for me, number 5 for me is Jordan Travis. I think he has tremendous upside. You've seen all those wide receivers that have come to Florida State. That defense and Norvell's got them going. So this is his year to prove it for me. He did great last year, but now the attention's on him, kind of like with Drake May. So I want to see him prove it with the cameras, with the bright lights, with all that stuff on him. Number 4 for me, Michael Penix Jr. Love what he did after transferring from Indiana, going to Washington, and being in a number of primetime games. I watched that game they played last year against Michigan State, where he put that team on his back, and he had a number of highlight plays. So you're sitting here like, ooh, watch out. Then did it again, and then was able to played really big against UCLA, even though I believe they lost that game because they were undefeated for a while. But played his heart out. So well, exactly. So I got to put Penix up there. I got to definitely put him in. He's my number 4. 3, you know what it is. It's going to be Sam Hartman for me. Now him being able to go to this team, have weapons, have a prestigious place to play at where, I mean, I really feel like that's going to cater to his skill set and how well he plays. And now under this new coach, I'm interested to see if there's any transition period where maybe it comes out a little slower. Remember last year he was out for the first couple games with the undisclosed injury before finally coming back against Vanderbilt. So I'm looking to see what Sam Hartman can do, especially with a full slate of games, and it's going to be a heck of a season. So if he can come out of it, like you mentioned a week ago, if he can come out of this season unscathed and playing top tier football, hey, he's got to be mentioned up there in your Heisman candidacy. But yeah, 1 and 2, 1A, 1B, Caleb Williams, Drake May. I'm going to put Caleb Williams above because he has played in far more high pressure, top tier, where the lights are top tier games where the lights are on and he's got to show up. He's dealt with adversity. He's been with 2 different teams, albeit the same coach and a coaching guru. It's still, the fact that you're able to come in off the bench in one situation and just shine in the biggest moment and then go to another place and then shine. But like you said, the defense, we know that their issues, the loss of all these receivers. Let's see if he can still do it. And as far as my guy, the schedule says it all. The schedule absolutely says it all. You mentioned it when we talked about it last week, starting off with South Carolina, who's no slouch, then App State, who gave us everything we can handle, Minnesota, we know what they bring, and then Pitt, having a couple, easy games in the middle, but then ending with a Duke, Clemson, and NC State, and then potentially the big the ACC championship if we make it that far. He's another one, just like Sam Hartman. You got to show me. He's got to light it up, and he's going to have to play great. If they have a 6-4, 7-5, something like crazy like that kind of season, that's where I think it's in question. And I don't think it's going to be on him like Sam Howell his last year. It's not going to be as much on about Drake May or them. It's going to be the lack of support that he might have. So we're looking to see what support and help he has. But those are my top 5. And I just, like you said, 1 and 2, head and shoulders above the rest.
Oh, yeah.
So,